CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Settle down and let me ask you a profound and difficult question. What is faith? I'm frank to tell you, I don't know. The word faith is in the dictionary, but do we know that the man who compiled the dictionary knew any more about faith than we do? Well, I should like to give you my favorite description of faith, which comes from the Bible. From the book of Hebrews, where it is written, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And that is what our story is all about.
Mr. Mather, I did what you said. I did just as you said. I followed to the letter what you said to do.
I've forgotten what I said.
You said, wait till the sun is straight overhead, then go to the big rock, the one that's worn off at the top. You said to take off all your clothes and lie on your belly and press your face hard into the rock and lick the rock with your tongue, you said. Lick the rock 29 times with your tongue. Then put your clothes back on and go home, and you'll be all right.
Did I really say all that? Did I really? I must be losing my mind.
Our mystery drama, Faith and the Faker, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Elspeth Eric and stars Howard Da Silva. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and Sign-Off, the sinus medicines. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. Such is the theme of our story, and the leading player is a man who never had faith in anything but himself, and not in the better part of himself either, as we shall soon discover.
I'll get the door open in a second, Mr. Mather. Oh, you must be drenched.
All right.
Oh, go on in, Mr. Mather.
After you.
Eliza, I can't stand the pain.
There, my dear one.
Somebody help. The pain. I'm dying.
Look here, Judd. I've brought Mr. Mather.
What'd you say? Oh, the pain.
Mr. Mather is here. You'll be all right, Judd.
You said Mather?
Indeed, I did. He came out in this terrible storm just to make you well again.
He wouldn't come before.
Well, never mind about that. He's here now. Mr. Mather, show Judd you're here. Come closer.
Hello, Judd.
You're here.
I'm here. For all the good I can do you.
Oh, you can do it, Mr. Mather.
Do what, for heaven's sake?
Make the pain go away.
How am I supposed to do that?
Make my leg the way it used to be. Look how it is now. Just look at it.
It's all swollen.
Twice its regular size.
It's turning yellow.
Fix it, Mr. Mather.
Judd, I can't. I don't know how. You need a doctor.
There's no doctor on the island. You know that, Mr. Mather.
Then go to the mainland. There's a doctor there.
With his leg the way it is, he'd never reach the mainland.
I don't want no doctor. Not any doctor. I don't have faith in them. I have faith in you. In you, Mr. Mather?
Oh, how did this happen? I mean, to your leg.
Well, he was chopping wood. His foot slipped and the axe caught him right at the ankle. It didn't seem like such a deep cut. He's had worse. So we bound it up and he went about his business for a couple of days and then the swelling started. And then the fever set in. Oh, feel his forehead. He's burning up.
Where's the axe?
The axe?
The axe, the thing that caused the whole mess. Where is it?
Well, why, right there by the door.
Well, what are you going to do, Mr. Mather? You won't cut my leg off, will you?
Oh, of course I'm not going to cut off your leg. I'm going to punish this axe. I'm going to make it suffer. I'm going to torture it. I'm going to make it endure such pain.
But how?
How are you going to do that, Mr. Mather?
I'm going to crucify it.
Crucify?
Give me some strong nails and a hammer, Eliza.
Yes, Mr. Mather.
You're going to crucify the axe?
Right here, on this door. Don't you think it deserves to be crucified after what it did to you?
Oh, yes.
Here are the nails and the hammer.
Now, you'll hang on this door, you villain. You'll hang there till you waste away and rot. You understand? Oh, and Judd.
Yeah, Mr. Mather?
Be sure you hold on. Hold on to your life. Hold on to your faith.
I will. I'll try. I will.
The thing that tried to kill you is being punished. Now I'm going to tell you what else you must do.
Tell me. I'll do it. I promise you. I'll do it.
I want you to lie very still in your bed and keep your eyes fixed on the axe. Never let your gaze wander from the axe on the door. Think to yourself how the axe is suffering. Curse it if you like. God will forgive you, for believe me, the devil is in that axe. Have faith, Judd. Keep your faith constant. And keep your eyes on the axe.
God bless you, Mr. Mather.
Now I must get back to my wife.
Oh, how is your dear wife?
The same. Good night to you both.
Oh, good night.
God bless you, Mr. Mather.
Now, wasn't that terrible of me, never thinking to ask about his poor wife, paralyzed all these years, and him not able to do a thing to help her.
Be quiet, woman. I'm watching the axe.
Faker. Charlatan. Hypocrite. Imposter. If there is a God in heaven, he'd strike me dead for my endless frauds. One after another. All my life, why do they believe me? Why do they have that idiotic faith in me? I've never told them I could cure them of anything. More than that, I told them I couldn't. They go on believing and having faith. Faith in me. Can't they see? Don't they know? If I had any such power to heal, I'd give it all to Mary. To the one person in all this world I truly love. To my saintly, my adored own wife.
Mr. Mather! Mr. Mather!
My beautiful Mary, who sits all day in her wheelchair by the window and watches. Go, she says. They believe in you. They have faith in you. Go. And I go. And I know I can do nothing. I don't even know what ails them. But I invent some darn fool rigmarole. And sometimes it works. I don't know why.
Mr. Mather, wait up for me.
Oh, who is it?
It's Moses, Mr. Mather.
What are you doing out in the storm? Why aren't you back in that cave you call home?
I've been looking for you. I had to tell you, Mr. Mather. It worked.
What worked?
I'm cured. My stomach's firmed up. The sickness is gone. Oh, Mr. Mather, I did what you said. I did just as you said.
I've forgotten what I said.
Forgotten? How could you forget? You cured me of the sickness that was taking away all my strength, that was making a skeleton of me. How could you forget what you sent for me to do?
Now, come on. What did I say?
You said, Moses, wait till the sun is straight overhead. Then go to the big rock, the one that's worn flat on the top. And you said, take off all your clothes and lie down on the rock, but don't look into the sun or it'll blind you. No, you said, lie on your stomach and press your face hard into the rock and lick that rock with your tongue. And you said, lick the rock 29 times with your tongue. Now do this every day for 8 days, and you'll be all right.
Did I really say all that? I must be losing my mind.
Oh, you've got a mind different from other minds. We all know that.
You all know nothing. Nothing.
Well, that's probably true. We island people are very ignorant, but Mr. Mather, we have faith, you see, and that makes up for our ignorance.
Look, I'm glad you're better. Now, I've really got to be going home. I don't like leaving my wife alone, especially with a storm like this. The house might be struck by lightning.
Oh, how is your wife?
Just the same.
You can't do nothing for her?
Nothing.
Your wife's not an island girl, is she? I understand you met her on the mainland.
That's right.
Now, you see, she ain't got the faith in you that we island people have. And that's the whole trouble, Mr. Mather. She just needs to have the faith.
I just made some tea. I thought you'd need it.
I do.
It's on the kitchen table.
Come join me.
I shall, of course I shall. I want to hear what happened to poor Judd.
I think I'll have a spot of rum in my tea. You?
No, not for me. Now tell me.
Oh, Mary. Why do you make me go on these fool errands?
I don't think they're foolish.
Oh, there's Judd lying in bed with his legs swollen the size of a tree trunk and the color of a lemon. I asked him how he'd done it, and he said he'd cut his ankle with an axe. It wasn't much of a cut, so they just bound it up with something. And a few days later, it started to swell. Well, there he is. Can't move out of bed in terrible pain with a raging fever.
So what did you do for him?
What could I do? I don't know anything about such things. If I tried to do anything, I could kill him.
Oh, but you did something, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did something. I crucified the axe.
Crucified the axe?
Well, they were both looking at me, and I felt so helpless. I did the first thing that came into my mind. I asked Eliza for hammer and nails, and I nailed the axe to the door. Oh. Then I told Judd to lie perfectly still, never take his eyes off the axe, to think how the axe was suffering for the sin it had committed. Mary, I don't know why I did that or why I said that. I guess I thought it would take the poor man's mind off his pain.
It will help. I'm sure it will. You help so many people.
Why can't I help you? I don't care for any of them. I care only for you. If only you knew how I love you.
I know, dearest.
More every day, I swear it. Each day I think to myself, no man has ever loved a woman as I love my Mary. Then the sun goes down and rises again. And as the day dawns, I think, I love her more today than I did yesterday. And yesterday I loved her so much I thought I would burst with loving her. And here it is another day and I love her even more. How can such things be?
I don't know. I'm just content that they are.
Mary, I must tell you something.
What, my darling?
It was not always that way with me.
What way?
I didn't always love you.
No.
When we met, I told you almost right away that I loved you. But that wasn't true.
No.
When I asked you to marry me and I said I loved you beyond anything on earth, that wasn't true.
No.
The whole first year we were married, I didn't love you. But then we decided to come here to live on this island. It would be cheaper to live here, we said. But I think it was something else that made us come here. I think it was something in me that made me want to leave the mainland and all that sort of life that I'd lived there, and to be on this tiny spot, surrounded with water, set to the music of seagulls. I wanted to live here alone with you. It was then that I began to love you, not before.
I know.
Have you always known?
Yes.
I might have guessed. That's the sort of woman you are. Oh, Mary. There's a doctor on the mainland. If I could get him to come here.
Now, darling, you know
Or if somehow I could get you to the mainland where he could take a look at you.
Dearest, before we came here, we saw a dozen doctors. And they all said the same thing. You love me less because I can't walk.
You know I don't.
Well,
But this doctor on the mainland, he would know of specialists, of medical centers. Things have been developed in the last 10 years.
that would all be very expensive, my darling.
I could get the money somehow.
How?
I don't know. Somehow borrow it.
Borrow it from whom? Everyone here is as poor as we are. Oh, if we only had the stock in the silver mine that was promised us.
I know.
If only the old man hadn't died.
What's the use of thinking about that?
No use at all. None at all. So, let's think of other things. Happy things. Oh, now who could that be?
I'm not going out again in this storm.
Mr. Mather.
Come in, Eliza. Get out of that storm.
Mrs. Mather. Mr. Mather, I had to come tell you right away. Judd's all right. He's all right. The leg opened up suddenly, just like that. He was lying on the bed, very still, like you told him to do, staring at the axe you nailed to the door, and suddenly I looked at his poor swollen leg, and the flesh parted just below the knee, and all this yellow poison began pouring out. And Mr. Mather, you know what else? At that very moment that the flesh of his leg parted, that axe dropped straight down to the floor. Straight down to the floor, Mr. Mather. I was standing right there, and I saw everything with my own 2 eyes.
To what do you wish to ascribe this amazing happening? Was it coincidence? Plain luck? Was it some wisp of magic floating in the air? Was it the substance of things hoped for? The essence of things not seen? That is to say, was it faith? We'll come back to you shortly with Act 2. Weeks have passed since Mather visited the man with the sorely infected leg. And Mather's life with his beloved Mary has resumed its normal course. A narrow life, lived meagerly, yet happily, because of the great love between them. Then one day...
Mary? Mary?
Yes, dear. I'll be right there.
No, I'll come to you.
No, now don't you bother. This wheelchair gets me around very well. It's my chariot. Anyway, that's the way I think of it. Oh, what have you got there?
It's a letter.
A letter?
Mm-hmm. Packet from the mainland was in the harbor when I was coming back from the market. Captain shouted to me and held up this. He was as surprised as I was.
Now, who on earth would be writing to us? Oh, you don't suppose it could possibly be about the silver mine stocks?
Oh, no. Oh, no, it's too much.
Is it about the silver mine?
Oh, no. You remember a few weeks back I told you about old Moses who lives in a cave near the sea?
Oh.
How he was troubled with a bad case of diarrhea, and the poor old man was near to exhaustion. He begged me for help. Well, what could I say? I said the first thing that came into my head. I said, go lie on the flat rock at midday. Lie on your belly for an hour. Then, because it didn't sound like much of a recommendation, I said, lick the rock 29 times. I don't know what made me say that. I suppose I liked the sound of it.
And did he do it?
Faithfully, every day. And it worked. It actually worked.
Oh, darling.
I don't understand why it worked. It was such an idiotic thing to tell him to do.
But it did work. You made it work.
Wait. A week ago, I was passing by that rock, and I climbed up and took some scrapings of it with my knife, and I mailed them to a laboratory and asked them to analyze it. This letter is their answer. Mary, that rock, that silly flat rock lying out there in the sun, it contains a large percentage of kaolin. Of kaolin, Mary. Do you realize what that means?
Well, I don't even know what kaolin is.
It's a kind of clay, a very fine clay, almost invisible to the naked eye, and it has the property of absorbing things. Oh, it's famous, Mary. People use it in porcelain and for other things, but most importantly, they use it to correct the condition that was destroying poor Moses.
Don't tell him. Don't tell Moses.
Why not?
Well, he wouldn't understand. And he'd rather think it was you.
But I don't want him to think it was me. I'll get that. Nicholas, how are you?
It's my wife, Mr. Mather. She's very bad.
Come in, Nicholas. What's the matter with Nellie?
It's the migraine, Mary. And Nellie's half out of her mind with it. Mr. Mather, please do something for her.
Nicholas, I know nothing about migraine headaches. What about the pills the doctor from the mainland gave her?
Well, they do no good at all.
Darling, you must go.
But I can't do anything.
You'll think of something.
Please, Mr. Mather.
All right, let's go.
You will think of something. You always have.
Now, Nellie, I know how much it hurts. An anvil is being struck inside your head.
Yes, it's worse.
I know.
She can't bear to move her head, not even to take some water.
I'm not going to ask you to move your head, Nellie. I'm not going to ask you to move anything. I'm simply going to take your hands in mine. Here. First the right hand, then the left hand. There, that's all.
That's all?
Hush. This is between Nellie and me, Nicholas. Now, Nellie, try to look at me if you can. Look deep into my eyes.
Yes.
Look into my eyes, but don't think of me. Think only of your hands. Feel how cold they are.
Oh, cold. Like ice.
Now think of the ice melting. Think of sun shining on ice. Shining on your hands. Hot sunlight.
Hot.
Your hands are getting warmer.
Warmer.
And warmer. Why, your hands are beginning to feel hot, burning. I can hardly hold them.
Don't let go, because... don't let go.
Why, Nellie?
Because my head is beginning to clear.
Good.
Is it true?
Is it true, Nellie?
The pain is leaving me. Hold on to my hands till the pain is gone.
Don't worry. I'll sit right here and hold your hand.